I refused to cook and chilled with men. I, F28, dislike cooking. Don't get me wrong. I cook for survival, but it is not something I like or enjoy. At my in-laws, both my Mill and Sil are stay-at-home partners and love to cook. Neither of their husbands lift a finger to help, and they like it that way. Before marriage, I was treated as a guest, but since my marriage 6 months ago, they expect, want and demand I cook with them. First few times I went along with it, but I hated it. It took 57 hours to make food and do dishes. So when they planned a get-together last weekend and discussed the menu, I suggested ordering in. This way everyone can be more relaxed. They looked like I insulted them. I told them they can cook, but to give me a list of what I should make. I will buy it. They said that's not how traditions work, and if I hated too much, I can relax with men. That's exactly what I did. Much to their anger, I helped setting place and serving. But that was it. As we were eating, my husband commented how good something tasted. Mill immediately went on about how I wouldn't be cooking anything for him. When he said he can cook for himself, Sil chimed in with how her husband or dad never had to cook a day in their life. How marrying lazy women like me has ruined his manhood. I looked at my husband and we both left. Mill and Sil are blasting our phones over my arrogance and calling him spineless. Even my mom is taking their side now. But guess who don't care? When we dated in college, I had to show my now wife how to brown hamburger. She'd never really cooked. We never subscribed to the gender roles on this sort of stuff. I'm very happy spending hours in the kitchen on a big meal. Of course, my wife is very into sports, which doesn't interest me. She also doesn't wear makeup. One time, when we were talking about having kids, she worried about having a girl because she wouldn't be able to show them how to put on makeup. I said she could show them how to play different sports, and I could teach makeup application, as I'd been active in academic and community theater for over a decade at that point. She laughed and conceded the point. A postscript. My older daughter got into my rouge wheel one year, using Q-tips instead of foam sponges, and gouged it up. I let her keep it, and took her with me to go to the theatrical supply store to buy another, on Father's Day. Probably not a problem many fathers have faced. I was taught that my value to men is measured in meals, and your refusal to validate me is a threat to my very sense of self. To defend against this outrageous attack, I will insult you both in hopes of shaming you into conformity with my worldview. Because that's what was done to me. Quote, grody to the max. My wife and I have been married 21 years. And I do all the cooking. It is relaxing for me and it allows me to be creative. I am constantly trying out different things I see on cooking shows. My wife, however, does all the baking. Baking things requires sticking to an established recipe if you want the final product to be worth a damn. I am one to constantly add extra stuff to see if it'll taste better. Ironically, he had a spine to walk out. That took more balls than anything else he could do. Tell him that men with spines can't be shamed into hanging out with pricks who insult their manhood. Then, just to twist the knife, tell him that women with spines don't do that either. They seem like the type to be triggered by that kind of equality. Spineless for sticking up for you against the two of them? Logic doesn't enter their minds, does it? Definitely NTA. It would have been great if your husband cooked in your place. But that might have resulted in your Sil or Mill having an embolism. Also, I'm throwing rocks from within a glass house. I will cook, but my wife prefers that I not cook so much. Not because of gender roles, though. That's freaking hilarious. In my very Asian family, the men are the ones cooking the celebration meals. not the women. My grandmother doesn't trust any of her dills with her family recipes. Only her sons. You had me in the first 99%. NGL. I'm all for this post and everything it represents about equality and finding a balance that fits each couple. However, my mom is taking their side now. Excuse me, what? Your mom, presumably, raised you to be a confident woman who knows what she wants. But she's supporting these people who would have fit right in decades ago. That was a plot twist I wasn't expecting at all. That's some BS. I don't cook well. My fiancé does most of the cooking. Even though his dietary restrictions are so intense we rarely can eat the same things. He still cooks for me because he's lovely. Sounds like some misplaced anger on their part when you refused. Or they've been conditioned to believe that as wives, they have to be the cook in the family. But I just don't understand why everyone has to believe exactly as they do. And that they are willing to risk relationships with their own family members over it. I could never even picture myself insulting a family member simply because they don't like something I do. I'm lolling at the ending even though the MC was earlier. They thought he would. What? Join them in insulting you even though they were also insulting him? How did they think that would go? Wah, wah, wah. I was mean and insulting to you and your wife and you left instead of putting up with it. You're so spineless. Quote. My wife hates cooking. And it doesn't like her much either. During the week, she cooks as needed. But I am happy to pitch in with meals and do more at the weekend when in the mood. I really enjoy it. Real men can and do cook. Ask a chef. Crack a beer and watch some football. I'm stealing, I cook for survival, rolling on the floor laughing. I would be ashamed to admit I'm so worthless as a husband that I don't cook half the time. Yeah, stolen from this Tumblr exchange. I grew up in a house where my mom did a simple majority of the cooking but my dad was cooking dinner at least once a week. Usually twice. Breakfast was almost always made by Dad. As they retired and had more time, Dad even increased the number of meals he made. Big holiday meals? Everybody worked on the meal. Though Dad cared the most about the turkey, so he was in charge of that. TLDR. Mill and Sil are living in the 1950s and this 1980s kid thinks they need to knock some sense into themselves. Drop and break some incidental bowl and then start handling their best dishes. They will get you a chair so you can watch. Guess I need my man card to be revoked too, then tears of joy. I do pretty much all the cooking at home. 5 of us. Difference between my wife and I is I enjoy varied and nice tasting food and enjoy cooking. She would live on pasta and sandwiches and hates it, and I'm probably better at it because I like it. I still refuse to do dishes or peel potatoes though, tears of joy. P.S. I'm 6 feet 4 inches 120 kg, bald-headed, bearded, bogan tradie that works full-time and no one has ever bagged me out over me doing the cooking. If anything, it's the reverse. Anyone that ever did could eat a bag of dicks. Hey, in a relationship you need a cook and you need somebody to sit with them and talk to them while they do it. That's how it's supposed to work. Good on you, op and husband, for not adhering to gender roles. Edit. Tradition is peer pressure from dead people.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.